All right, welcome back to WMMA Now with your host Chuck Stevenson, coming at you with some UFC news. So the full fight card for UFC 306, aka Noche UFC, has been released. It's going to go down on September 14th at the Sphere in Las Vegas, Nevada. And Alexa Grasso versus Valentina Shevchenko 3 is finally made official. It will be the co-main event of the evening, five-minute rounds of action. And at the end, this will be decided. I mean, Grasso won the first fight. It was a draw in the second. Whatever your views on the judging situation were, it ended up a draw. And in my opinion, you don't need a third fight when you've had a draw, but they're going for the trilogy match. And after this, it's over. Whoever wins is going to move on, and the loser moves on as well. We actually have 3 full ladies bouts for this card, and I'm going to go over all of them. Let's start in the strawweight division. First up, we have on the prelims Yazmin Jauregui taking on Ketlen Souza. This is, I believe, Souza's debut at strawweight. And Jauregui is still looking to build back after a really tough loss last year to Denise Gomes, where she just got absolutely walked down and knocked out. Let's go ahead and look at the stats on this one. Jauregui coming in at 11-1. Esquentadilla, the former Invicta champ, coming in at 14-4. Both ladies coming in off of wins. Jauregui over Sam Hughes. Souza over Marnik Mann. And I believe that was actually... Oh, I'm sorry. That was at strawweight. So this is Souza's second fight at strawweight. Anyway, Jauregui, the younger fighter, at 25-29 for Souza. They both stand 5 feet 3 inches, roughly 160 centimeters tall. Looks like 1 inch reach advantage to Jauregui at 64 inches, 163 centimeters, to 63 inches, 160 centimeters for Souza. As I was saying, this is a good bounce back fight for Jauregui, who's still trying to build back after that bad knockout loss to Denise Gomes a year ago, and in just 20 seconds. Picked up a decision over Sam Hughes. Now she's taking on a former Invicta Flyweight champ. For Souza, this is a chance to make a further name for herself as a strawweight. I mean, she came into the UFC, lost her debut fight to Karine Silva, and is now decided, you know what, I'm going to try and apply my trade at strawweight. So, not a bad fight at all. I like it. It's a good one for both of them. Mexico versus Brazil should be all action. Then we move up to Bantamweight. Another Mexico versus Brazil fight as Irene Aldana takes on Norma Dumont. And this fight has ranking implications. So let's get into it. Looking at the rankings here, the number, what is she? 4 ranked Aldana coming in with a record of 15-7, and Dumont, who is currently ranked at number 10, comes in with a record of 11-2. Aldana coming in off of a win over Carol Hosa 7 months ago. Before that, dropped the decision loss to Amanda Nunes when she vied for the title. Dumont riding 4 straight wins over Danielle Wolf, Carol Hosa, Chelsea Chandler, and most recently picked up a decision over Jermaine Durandami 3 months ago. Dumont is the younger fighter at 33 years to 36 for Aldana. Aldana is the taller fighter at 5'9", 175 centimeters to 5'7", 169 centimeters for Dumont. And slight reach advantage for Aldana at 68.5 inches, 174 centimeters to 67 inches, 170 centimeters for Dumont. This should be a good one too for Aldana. This is her chance to say, listen, I am still a title contender in this division. Don't doubt me. For Dumont, she's at number 10 in the Bantamweight rankings after fighting mostly at featherweight. This is her chance to say, listen, I am a contender in this division. Give me my chance to prove it. I mean, she's riding 4 straight wins right now. So Dumont is looking to come in here and make waves. Both are striking fighters. You rarely see them go to the ground. So we should expect a non-stop on the feet battle here. I mean, it's Brazil versus Mexico. Yeah, it should be a fun striking bout. I don't have a pick here on this one just yet. It's going to be hard to say because Aldana runs hot and cold. She usually does good for a few fights before, crap in the bed, as it were, metaphorically. She's coming in off of a win, preceded by a loss, so she should still be doing good. Dumont really has the momentum, though. So we shall see, but I don't have a pick on this one just yet. And finally, we get to the fight everyone's really here for. The co-main event of the evening. Alexa Grasso versus Valentina Shevchenko 3. This one has been literally a year in the making. They last fought on the same day, Mexican Independence Day, which is, September 14th, or around about there. And it ended up being a draw, and we've had to go round and round with what date it was going to be on. Grasso got injured, and then Valentina Shevchenko was also nursing some injuries apparently, and then they went on The Ultimate Fighter, which I couldn't even be bothered to watch because I knew it was going to be boring. And here we are, finally, a year later, same date, new location, but we're finally getting the trilogy fight. We're going to put this trilogy to bed, which shouldn't have even have been a trilogy. It took a while to get made because Shevchenko kept trying to be a diva, saying, I don't want to fight on Mexican Independence Day. That is not fair to me. It's like, hey, Valendiva, you're not the champ anymore. You don't get to call the shots. And it got to the point where Grasso was saying, if Valentina doesn't want to fight on this day, then I'll fight Manon Fior. And I think that finally got her to come around. There's one other aspect that I think got Valentina to come around, and I'll mention that in a moment. But let's get to the stats here. Grasso, the champ, comes in at 16-3-1. Bullet, the challenger, coming in at 23-4-1. Both ladies coming in off of the draw. Valentina, the loss before that. Grasso riding, 4 straight wins? 5 straight wins before the draw. They are 1-0, or Grasso is 1-0-1 against Shevchenko. Shevchenko 0-1-1. Let's see here. Shevchenko is the elder fighter, 36-31 for Grasso. They are the same height, 5 feet 5 inches, 165 centimeters. Reach is pretty identical as well. My pick is the same as the last time. I'm going with Alexa Grasso. Shevchenko is now 36 and a half years old, or will be at the time of the fight. Grasso 5 years younger at 31. She's in her prime right now and doesn't have nearly the mileage that Shevchenko has. But the big thing is that Grasso steals the bigger moments in these fights. I mean, it'll be Valentina's round, and then she'll make a mistake, and Grasso will capitalize on it and steal the round. We've seen it in, both fights so far, that Grasso is good at making the bigger moments happen. I mean, when she knocked Valentina down in the second fight and sent her literally rolling backwards, boom, instant round winner. I mean, I don't think there was anything else that could have happened in that round that was going to reverse that. pretty sure she won that round anyway. I mentioned that there was something earlier that might have brought Shevchenko around to this, besides, Grasso saying that there was already discussions of going to Manon Fior. If you look at the full card, Grasso has 2 teammates fighting at this event as well, including her grappling coach, Diego Lopez. And Diego is fighting only 2 fights before her. So that means that Grasso's coaching, her coaching team, is going to be stretched thin this evening. That is a huge advantage for Shevchenko. I remember back when Joanna Jędrzejczyk faced Norma Yunus, I believe it was for the first time. Her head coach at the time, Mike Thomas Brown, literally coached a fight right before Joanna's fight. And basically ran back, grabbed Joanna, and walked out with her for the next fight, when they should have been doing final warm-ups and everything. Granted, a fighter of that caliber shouldn't need the head coach to do final warm-ups and prep, but it can make a difference. Diego Lopez isn't Grasso's head coach, but he is her grappling coach. He's the one who has really helped bring her grappling around. And he's fighting 2 fights before Grasso against a very tough opponent in Brian Ortega. And I hate giving Ortega a compliment, but yeah, that's going to be a tough fight. Ortega could easily finish Lopez. So, yeah, that's a big motivator for Shevchenko to take this fight, is knowing that Grasso's coaching staff is going to be stretched thin going into the fight. But still, my pick is going to be Alexa Grasso. So there you have it. UFC 306, O'Malley versus Valashvili, goes down September 14th at the Sphere in Las Vegas, Nevada. Pay-per-view, ESPN Plus. You all know the deal. If you don't know how to watch the UFC in your country, go to UFC.com. Let me know your thoughts on the fights in the comments below. If you like the vid, please hit that thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. While you're at it, don't forget to subscribe to WMMA Now, the best, most complete women's mixed martial arts dedicated platform on YouTube. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.